Morning students. Today we are going to learn about the various types of cooperative society, and the first type is consumers cooperative society. So I have written it in short. You can add cooperative society here. So consumer cooperative society is basically formed for saving the consumers from the clutches of the middlemen and those who are taking more commission, those who are in between the producer and consumers. So for removing the middlemen, the consumers collected and they themselves created their cooperative society according to the rules of Cooperative Societies Act 1912, and they places order collectively. They can also have a consumer cooperative store where all goods are directly purchased from the producers and then it is sold to the members at economical prices. So the overall objective of forming consumer cooperative society is to save the consumers from exploitation. Then the next type is marketing cooperative society. If the marketing cost is very high, then for saving the cost, we can have a marketing cooperative society which will help us in marketing of our goods, because you know that nowadays marketing is very costly and every producer cannot afford to have such big marketing or advertising campaigns. So for making it economical, we can form the marketing cooperative societies and easily market our products with minimum cost. Then next type is farming cooperative society. It is for farmers who are getting their agricultural tools, equipment, seeds, fertilizers at market rate, and it is very costly for them. So for saving that particular cost, they can form the farmers cooperative society, where the society will buy all the tools, equipments, seeds, fertilizers, pesticides at low cost from the producers directly and then sell it to the farmers who are member of the society at low rates. Then next type is producers cooperative society, where there are various problems of small producers like transportation or purchasing raw material. So whatever their problems are, they are just because of the size of order. Suppose a small producer want to purchase 50 unit of a particular raw material, then it will have the same cost if we order 5,000 units in transportation. But he cannot afford the rent or the transportation cost. So when he combines with similar producers who are purchasing same raw material, then they can collectively transport their raw material in one truck or any one wagon, and it will be economical for them. Similarly, there is problem of distribution, which can be distributed by common transportation system. So here the producers, or we can say small producers, which have many problems, can collect their funds, make a cooperative society, and then it is very easy for them to run their business. But the basic requirement is that the producers must be in a particular geographical location. If they are at distant place, there will be no connection and no economy. Then next one is credit cooperative society. Credit cooperative society is a system where we registered ourselves as a cooperative society for taking loans. The society will manage the funds. Every member has to contribute a regular amount. It depends that how much you invest in the credit cooperative society, and then after some time any member buy draft lots or directly take loans for their personal purposes. So its rate of interest is very low as compared to bank loan, because the members cannot easily get loan from bank. It is not easy for each and every person. Those who have low credibility, or we can say less resources, because loan is given only after seeing the resources of the loan taker. So here, if we join such credit cooperative societies, it is easy to take loan, less paperwork, and easy to repay also, because there is less interest. So it is a parallel banking system we can develop by registering ourselves as a cooperative society. Then next one is housing cooperative society. In housing cooperative society, we form a cooperative society for those persons who want to make their own houses but cannot afford at a single time. So they join the cooperative society. The society helps to construct their houses, and they have to pay low EMI to them, and their terms and conditions are very easy to follow. If we buy a house from a contractor or the colonizer, then it is very difficult to pay the installment. But in cooperative society, the houses are collectively constructed. So per unit cost of each house is very low. There is service motive in the cooperative society, so they make it at minimum cost, means less profit or almost no profit for the members, because members are the person who are running the society. So for affordable houses, we can create housing cooperative society. So overall, you can see that in each type we are saving the consumers and we are eliminating the middlemen. And every operation in each type of cooperative society is economical. And these are the few types. We can have many more type of cooperative societies. It depends on the need. And all cooperative society have common features which we have studied in the beginning. Like what are the features of a cooperative society? So all features are almost in all types of cooperative society. So it is very easy to learn and understand. You just have to focus on the type of the society. Like consumer cooperative society, then you can write something about consumers, their problems, and then the feature of cooperative society. And similar in all other points or all other types. So thank you, students.